So that was a time when we had those big clunky telephones, the big clock, you open them up and you unzip it and you call.
Right,
So
right.
I called Larry and I said, Larry, man, I really want this listing. It would be good to have the listing so I can be a good agent this month and have agent of the month, which I've had before.
Right.
And so I said, but I just don't feel right about following him to this property. So he said, well, just get out, back up. And I backed up. I left the guy standing there and he looked surprised. But when I went back to the office, the info was not right.
Hello, everybody. It's me, your host, Regina Hassan. I'm back for a second season with Pregnant with Purpose. I am so excited about this second season. This is a season that we're going to be talking to the old school as well as the new school. And the theme for this season is living out your purpose, helping others. I believe that is very important. If you're trying to figure out what your God-given purpose is, let me give you one little piece of advice. If you're not helping other people in your purpose, it's not God-given. So that's just a little something, a little seed from me. So our first show for our second season, we're going to be talking on this show, we're going to be talking about the real estate game. Okay. And I know nothing about this. I get a chance to learn more about this from my guest who's here today. And I want to introduce her. She's a lady that I've known for a year now. It's been a year, a little bit over a year.
Yes.
A little bit over a year. Who's been in the real estate game for quite some time and is still in the real estate game. And she's a 60 pluser, by the way. I'd like to introduce at this time, Gale Smith. Hey, Gale.
Hey, girl, how you doing?
Okay.
Yes.
So I believe that nobody can do your bio better than you can do your bio. So tell us a little bit about Gale, how you got into the real estate market.
All right. Well, of course, my name is Gale Smith. I've been a licensed agent, I would say, since about the 1990s. I'm a fifth generation Houstonian, so I know Houston like the back of my hand. So my mom was in real estate for years. She was a nurse and a real estate agent.
Wow.
And so I saw how she made money to take care of us because she was a single parent. So she had 4 kids to take care of. And whenever she sold a house, we knew we were doing good. So I thought, let me start doing this or try to get into real estate. And since I've done that, I've had a purpose. So I'm glad you invited me on your show because that's my purpose, is to just make a little money when I can. I'm not trying to kill anybody, but just make money when I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. And helping other people because you not only are selling houses, from what I know about you, Gale, but you are making homes, selling people homes.
Yeah.
So, which is a difference.
Yes, and I look at it like this: when you meet someone and you want to sell them a home because that's their largest financial possession that they're going to have for a long time, maybe even 30 years. Mm-hmm. So when you see the person, actually you're marrying them. Okay. You marry into the family. So a lot of my clients are good friends of mine. As I told you, I have a girlfriend that lives in Panama now, and now her daughter is selling the house that I sold her.
Okay.
And so now we're working a deal towards that. But I usually work with people I know. So in this business, you have to have a sphere of influence. So everybody has their own little sphere.
Right.
And so the difference that you were talking about between old school and new school, old school, we do things a little different. As a matter of fact, when I first started real estate, we were writing contracts on top of the car.
Okay.
We'd stop, look at a house. You want to buy this house? Hey, I got the contract, paperwork. We're going to make an offer. But now everything is digital.
Right. So now you can,
I know, everything is digital. So which one is what you're doing now? I've never heard of a podcast, and so you had to break it down and tell me, what is a podcast? And I had to look it up on Wikipedia.
So tell me, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer doing your contracts by hand on top of a car, or do you prefer the digital?
Well, I tell you what, during COVID, I sold 2 homes on COVID just like that because of the fact that everything was digital. I didn't have to be there. On one transaction, I went to the title company and I was told just the week before that they were signing contracts or closing at the title companies outside in people's cars.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
it just goes to show you that everything is a digital format,
Right.
video conferencing.
So it's changing.
It's changing.
So, I'm going to ask you again. Which one do you prefer? Doing that paper contract on top of the car, or do you like this digital?
Well, I like to feel and touch. So I'm like a person. I'd rather read a book rather than listen to a
Okay, then
book.
so that's what you prefer.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
I prefer,
good. That's
but
good.
I mean, I have to change with the times.
No. I mean, you can you're able to do the digital,
Right.
But you could still handle that which is
Right.
a bonus. It's
Right.
like you can do either one.
Yeah,
You know.
but now the young people are so fast paced. They want everything boom
Right.
now. We just signed the offer. When do I move into the house? Well, wait a minute. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Instant gratification.
instant gratification.
So tell me about the market. I've always wanted to say that to sound like I know what I'm talking about. Tell me about the housing market today.
Well, the housing market is very different in Houston right now. We're having regentrification, all of that. So the neighborhoods that I grew up in, I went over on Buck Street the other day. I grew up in Fifth Ward, Texas. So
Fifth Ward in the house.
So you go over on Buck Street where we used to hang out. I grew up on Kentucky Street. But the bayou that was there, they're turning into a river now and putting townhouses that are starting in $300,000 and $400,000. So the market has definitely changed. Yeah, taxes are going up. There are a lot of, at one time there was a lot of foreclosures. Now we're having so much diversity now that people are moving in from other cities. People sell their homes in California and they come here and buy 2 or 3.
Right, because it's much cheaper here.
It's much cheaper. The prices
or less expensive. I'm not going to say cheaper,
Yes.
because $300,000 and $400,000 is not cheap to me. Okay, so it's less expensive here than it is in California.
But if you buy new home construction, you're looking at least $300,000.
Right. Exactly. So, what are some other changes that's going on with the market? Can you talk about some other changes?
Well, other changes are that realtors are now working in teams now, and they seem to generate better in teams.
Oh, really?
You can form a team, and that's what I like about real estate. You can do anything. You can work in probate, work with probate customers. You can work as a team flipping.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Outside. So it's so many avenues that you can make
opposed to back in the day.
Yes.
It was more of every man for himself, as far as the agent was concerned, you know.
And then back in the day, it was about who you knew. It was a lot of redlining, which means that certain neighborhoods you wouldn't sell in and all of that, but that has changed tremendously.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Which to me, that would be a positive thing.
Right. It's positive.
Getting rid of that would be a positive thing. Okay, so I just want to share one thing that I observed about you. And when I knew that I had to bring you on the show, because I think that you are not just a realtor. I think that you are someone who makes it possible dreams happen. And I witnessed that when we live in an active adult community. Some people say it's a senior community, but we prefer to call it active adults. And on Fridays, we usually get together, play some cards, dominoes, sit around talking, playing, the music we like. We usually do that. And one particular Friday, you came in with a lady and you introduced her to everyone as your friend. And we were like, hey, how you doing? And y'all end up playing bid whist together. And like y'all have been doing it for years. And then you said at the end of the evening, And she had her family come there.
Right.
And you said at the end of the evening, and this just blew me away. You said, we just met today. I sold her a house. Yeah. We've been hanging out all day long. And it was as if y'all knew each other forever. You know, right. We've gone to lunch, blah, 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 blah. And I just thought, man, that's just, to me, that's the ultimate, you know, when you meet your realtor and then y'all end up forming a bond and a relationship. It's so much different than just, hey, I'm selling this to you. Right. Let's exchange. Bye. See you later. Yeah. So I was very, very impressed with that. I was like, you're more than a realtor. Yeah. You really are.
The good thing about being in real estate, what helps you is your reputation. So if you have a good reputation, someone called me and says a family is coming in from Pennsylvania and they're looking for a property here. So I said, oh, hey, I'll meet them. So I met them. And then it turned out you have lunch, you sit down, you talk to the person. What are you looking for?
Right.
You know, you're looking for single family and then you sit down and then you talk and you get to know the person in their hot spots.
Right.
You know, if I'm taking you out, I want to know, do you want a 1-story, 2-story? What kind of neighborhood? Do you have children, etc.? So as I was talking to her, we just it just fell into place. And then she told me she was from Pennsylvania. So I knew that the lady that lived there in our senior community is from Pennsylvania.
Right,
so I introduced them. They became friends. But as you know, that lady is no longer there.
Yeah,
We have many moments like that. But she was a dear friend.
Right. So, well, that's what. Because they have all these places where you can go online and, you can basically buy a house online. But that connection,
right?
That connection with, so having someone ask you what it is you like and you being able to, rather than check off a box and say, I'm looking for this,
right.
There's an added piece. So, I said, I think, I would say that definitely you are the realtor extraordinaire.
Oh,
I really
thank
appreciate
you. And then you have to have the time to do it because, if someone says, no, I've got a show at 2:00 or 1:00, so I'm available.
Right.
And I've been doing this for a long time. I started out, of course, in real estate, you have so many different avenues you can do. So the first Tuesday of every month, I have contract with the Fort Bend County to keep up with their foreclosures. So I meet a lot of people through that.
Right.
So hey, look, whatever you can do.
You are fascinating.
And the reason I did that is because a long time ago in real estate, you just needed money to drive around all day and look at listings and knock on doors and say, hey, are you selling your house? Can I sell your house? Because you noticed when I was coming here, I was thinking, oh, that building is vacant over there. So you look for every opportunity.
Right. Yeah. So look at
We'd like to interrupt your podcast experience to let you know that this could be where your ad is right here. Here. The CCN network is actually looking for advertisement right now. So if you want to advertise on any of the shows that are on the CCN network, please let us know.
Call me.
Text me.
Just hit us up.
Send a pigeon.
If you want, you can just walk over here and tell us.
But you can advertise here, CCN network.
That's it.
Word.
My name is Steven Thompson from Stevie Rock Radio, and you're now watching the CCN.
Tell me this. It just left me just that fast. You old. When you got a question on your mind and it leaves you.
It happens to me all the time. Yeah.
But what I was going to ask you about is, I know what I was going to ask you. And you could just say no. But do you mind telling us how old you are?
Oh, of course not. I am so happy. I was born in 1947 and I'm 75 and I hope to get to be 95. You know what I'm saying? But in the world we're living in right now, things are happening so fast. That's why I tell people, if you think about somebody, call them and hug them and say, I love you. Because you never know what's going to happen the next day. But I'm 75 and I'm happy,
Right. 75, y'all.
Yeah.
75. And this woman is always on the move.
Yeah.
I see her if I'm down walking my furry baby, if I'm down walking my dog, she's either coming or she's either going, and she stays busy all the time. So I really admire that in
thank
you.
you,
That
Regina. I appreciate
you
that.
definitely give new meaning to "if you're not dead, you're not done."
Okay.
My catchphrase.
Right.
Okay, so the last thing that I want to ask you about, the last thing I want to talk to you about is, if there was someone coming into this business, someone coming into this real estate business. Also, I also want to mention you're 75 years old.
Right.
You've been married for how many years?
56 years in November.
56 years. Gerald, Brittany, they married. 56 years.
Yes.
Okay. How many children?
4 children.
4 children.
Yeah.
Right.
The last set was a set of twins who I love them dearly. I love all my kids dearly.
Great. I just wanted to throw that in there. So,
and 4 grandkids.
And 4 grandkids. Go ahead on. So, if someone's coming in this business, and they want your pearls of wisdom, a little pearl, what would you tell someone just starting out? What would you tell them?
I would tell someone to read a lot of information.
Research.
Read about the industry. Every month the Texas Realtor magazine comes out. I would tell them to educate themselves not only with the classes that they attend, and try to attend some classes that if you were starting off in real estate in person, just to hear the remarks of seasoned agents, because sometimes you get a feel for what you're going to do. Like the other day, somebody told me they were going to start being a mortgage lender. Well, should I take it online? No, go and see what it's about.
Okay.
And also listen to your clients. Listen to what they're saying and try not to interrupt, and listen to their hot spots, and also interview them without interviewing them.
Okay.
And in other words,
like what we're doing here?
Yeah. Yeah. Be patient, be kind, and listen. Okay. And if you can help your client in any manner. The first time I was with this young lady the other day, and she wrote an offer on a house, but I told her, when you get ready, drive the neighborhood in the afternoons and see if you like it. Look at the flood information, see if it floods, but be calm in all the situations that you're in. And if someone says something off key, don't look like they said it off. You know what I'm saying?
Don't feed into it.
Be very, very, try to be professional about everything. And I noticed that when you treat people professional, they do the same.
Right.
They reciprocate.
Right.
So I think, and being respectful.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Respect is a whole.
It
takes you a long way.
Takes you a long way.
And look people in the eye.
Right.
Look them in the eye. And that's about it. I do want to say that my uncle used to work downtown at, something, but he has his own real estate business. So I learned a lot from him too.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then knowing your market. If someone says, I live in zone 77027, you know where they live.
Okay.
If you know 7704, well, where do you want to live? Do you want to live in Richmond, Rosenberg, inside the loop? Just talk to your client.
That's good. You would be a great mentor. I would love for you to be hooked up with someone who's coming new to real estate. I would love for you to be hooked up with them. So you could pass on those pearls of wisdom, because I think it's very important. I really would. Would you mind mentoring anyone? I mean,
no, I would love to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Great. We're starting something new. So that's gonna wrap it up for us on this day. I'm not sure where we are with the time. I love that. What is that? You have 10 fingers up. That's 10 minutes. We were doing so well.
I know.
Okay, so let me delve into it. Thank you. Okay, into this 56 year marriage. How did y'all meet?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And how does he support you in what you do in your real estate?
Okay. The first thing is that I think when you marry someone, you have to marry your best friend.
Okay.
So I did marry my best friend.
Good.
So we met because we met at his brother was going to TSU and I was going to TSU. And so his brother worked at Bentop. So my girlfriend and I, who were best friends, married brothers.
Oh, okay.
We were best friends. And so we needed a ride. So I thought, to school every day because we were getting the bus. And back then, getting the bus was 10 cents, which was a lot of money back then.
10 cents to
Yeah,
ride
10
the
cents
bus?
to ride the bus.
You know you old when you used to ride the bus for 10 cents.
And put it in and it go cling, cling, you know. But
Right.
anyway, his brother, we were all riding down in his car. So he says, I have to stop downtown Houston to pick up my brother. And his brother ended up in the back seat with me. So, yeah. And we became one. They became one and we became one.
The two became one.
Yes.
Okay then. Okay. All right
yes,
then.
Yes.
56 years.
Mm-hmm.
And how does he support you in what you do? I mean,
Well,
because you are gone a lot. I mean, you do a lot
Yeah.
of.
Well, I do have to say he supports me a lot because he worked 30 years on his job to make sure that the family needed everything they wanted.
They got everything they needed,
So
right?
everything they needed.
Right.
So the fact of it is that I worked in between. So when I sold a house, we all had a great time. You know what I'm saying? We went on vacation and did this and did that. But if I got stuck in the rain, or I needed someone to sit in the house with me in an open house when I didn't feel safe.
Right.
And I can tell you a horror story right
Oh,
quick.
no.
Okay.
No.
Oh, you don't want to hear the horror story?
No horror stories. Yeah.
No, it's not that big of a horror.
Oh, well, you called it a horror, girl.
Okay, well,
Right.
anyway,
you did like this. I can tell you a
you were
horror story.
asking me how does he
Right.
help me?
Okay.
So
Go
one day-
ahead on and tell me.
okay,
It's
so-
a mild horror story.
Yeah, mild.
Does it have a happy ending?
Yes, it does.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so showing real estate, you have to be very careful because safety is involved.
Right.
And when I walk into a place, I notice everything. I notice where the doors are, the entrances are. So this guy walks into the real estate office and he goes, I want to see a house. And I said, yes, but we had a practice back then of leaving your driver's license
Right.
if you show property.
Right.
And this was maybe in 2004 or something. So I always call and let people know where I'm going. So the guy leaves his license, everything there, and I let someone else take care of that.
Right.
So I said, well, take me to the property that I want to list. He said, okay. So I start following him. Well, because I know the area is so good, I'm going from point A to point B this is not from point A to point B correctly.
Right.
So that gave me, you have to follow your inside gut.
Right.
So I said, that was number one. So I followed him to this property. And when we get there, there's this house sitting way back on the road, but he gets out to take the chains off the gate. So that was a time when we had those big clunky telephones, the big clock, you open them up and you unzip it and you call.
Right.
So I called Larry and I said, Larry, man, I really want this listing. It would be good to have the listing so I can be a good agent this month and have agent of the month, which I've had before.
Right.
And so I said, but I just don't feel right about following him to this property. So he said, well, just get out, back up. And I backed up. I left the guy standing there and he looked surprised. But when I went back to the office, the info was not right. It was not him, not his driver's license, etc. So so I do want to say when you're showing real estate, you have to be very, very careful.
Yep, that was one. God watched over you. You living out your purpose because
you just have to use all your P's and Q's.
Right, exactly. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. And it makes so much sense.
Right.
And that's another thing that modern technology has brought us today. That it used to be just as simple. You have to leave your driver's license.
Right, but now you don't have to do that. No. There's cameras everywhere. I showed yesterday. They have drones, cameras. When you go into the homes now, people can talk to you from another city. When you open the door, and they've got cameras in, so you're cautious of what you're saying. But I do want to say that since I've been in real estate, my daughter is now a licensed agent.
Oh, really?
And my son does remodeling. So,
Oh, great.
And he has his own business doing real estate. So that's a plus.
So,
but he doesn't have his license, but he does real estate.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
So tell me, your son and daughter live here.
Everybody is
Everybody
here.
is
We're all
here.
Texans.
Okay.
Uh-huh,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. So, you know what I don't like, is that they give me the time and then they say, da 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 da. She held up her hand 10 minutes. So we had some more discussion.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden, cut it, done, it's
I
through,
know.
it's done, right? So,
But they know we can talk all day.
right, exactly. You should have let me stop at 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. So that's our program for the evening. I know I'm gonna do that. Give me a chance to do that, Brittany. Folks get a clapper and they don't know. They start bossing you around. This year I'm going to be talking to the team a lot. I'm just going to be reaching out, talking to the team because I like that style. So, you're not the boss of me, Brittany. But that concludes our show. I want to thank Gale for being here today.
Regina,
I really appreciate it.
And it was definitely a privilege.
And I
it was
enjoyed it.
definitely a privilege to meet your team. You've got a sharp, young team here.
Yeah, whatever.
You really do.
Yeah. Don't be telling them all that, 'cause,
Okay.
It's the greatest team to work with.
Right.
They are some great people.
Right.
We did our last show with them, and people got a chance to see. So,
Mhm.
all right. So my tagline is that if you're not dead, God's not done. There's still more life to you, and Gale has definitely shown us today the benefit of working in God's purpose. But you also know I do my little segment of you all win. And today I want to do the one that I've done this myself, but you all win. You start looking for your cell phone and you're on it. All right. When you have
That's
that
happened.
moment of you talking to the person on the phone and you say, wait a minute, I'm looking for my phone. I can't find my phone anywhere. And then you realize you're on the phone. So that's it for our first show for season 2. I want to thank all of you all who supported me through season 1. I'm hoping that you come back for this season. It's going to be a great one. Thank you. Love you. And remember, you're not dead. God's not done.
So you just got done watching Pregnant with Purpose, but that's not all we have. We also have Yes to Real Estate, and we also have Class in Session. Make sure you like, subscribe, listen to all of them. If you like it. If you don't, it's too bad. You watched it already. So we good.